The next station is Shibuya.
Look at me, where she gonna be? Call me Freaky T. Off the leash, off the liquor dough. I get her the free. Keep it P, never needed you, but you needed me. I got cream, make her pretty clean. Boost your self-esteem. I get trash in the morning, so I feel like baby king.
Alright, welcome back to another value list update, and yeah. Alright, starting off in S tier. Club Beast is now 30,000, so it rose. Perfect Insect Ballin is now 24,000, so it declined. And Demand is 3, so that also dropped. Darkwing or Ulicro has a tag of lowballed. Martial Artist or Jinmori now has a demand of 6, so it dropped. Kagane or Sid Kagano now has a value of 17,000, so it rose. Padoru now has a value of 16,000, so it rose, and demand is 7, which also rose. Bunny Girl or Mai Sakurashima now has a value of 12,000, so it rose, and demand is 7. Frost Moon Doma now has a value of 11,000, so it rose, and demand is 7, which also rose. In A tier, Sinbad is now 8,000, so it rose. Goku times 50 Kaioken has a demand of 6, so it rose. Rias Gremory now has a demand of 6, so it rose. Naruto Gur 2 now has a value of 5, so it rose. Naruto Gur 1 has a demand of 5, so it also rose. Juzo now has a demand of 8, so it dropped. Diego now has a value of 4,500, so that dropped. Shadow Dio has a value of 3,700, so that rose, and demand is 6.5. Anti-Magician or Libe now has a value of 3,100, so it dropped, and demand is 5.5, which also dropped. Death Painting or Chozo now has a value of 3,000, so it rose. Slim Shady / Yi or Killer Bee in the Rikage Forever now has a value of 3,000, so it rose, and demand is 7, which also rose. Goku times 25 Kaioken now has a value of 2,700, and demand is 6, which also rose. Both of them rose. Jujutsu Master or Yuta Kotsu now has a demand of 6, so that dropped. Slim Shady / Killer Bee now has a value of 1,500, so that rose. Yi / Rikage now has a value of 1,500, so that rose. Goku Kaioken times 5 now has a value of 1,400, so that rose, and demand is 6, which also rose. And Jiku now has a value of 1,000, so that dropped, and demand is 5, which also dropped. The Finger now has a value of 1,000, so that dropped, and has demand of 5, which also dropped. Future Habri now has a value of 700, so that rose. Sword Summer or Summer Saber now has a demand of 5, so that rose. Sorcerer Killer Revived or Toji Fushiguro Revived now has a value of 300, so it dropped. And Tadpole Witch now has a demand of 4.5, so that dropped. In Untiered, Dark Egg or 100% Egg now has a value of 17,000, so that rose. Alright, for anybody wondering, those new units from tournament. So the Ultimate Duo Special has a value of 8,000 with a demand of 7. The Ultimate Duo has a value of 3,000 and has a demand of 6.5. And Goku Kid has a value of 5,000 and a demand of 6.5. Very quickly in sets, Egg set is now 20,140. Alright, that was it for the value list update. Let me know how we did in the comments below, and any comments, concerns, or things like that, let me know. I'll see you in the next one.